You've been getting some tough criticism on this quote. Clarence Page, your hometown newspaper, the Chicago Tribune. This is not a columnist that likes to throw bombs inside this White House. Usually pretty supportive of what you said. He characterized this as a political lie and called it the sort of rosy promise politicians sometimes make with such passion and confidence that they actually may have convinced even themselves that it is true. Is that the position you found? Did politics play a role, and you felt as if, as the Republicans were throwing stuff at the law, you're trying to pass it, you're trying to do this, that you shorthanded this?
No, I think we, in good faith, have been trying to take on a healthcare system that has been broken for a very long time. And what we've been trying to do is to change it in the least disruptive way possible. I mean, keep in mind that there were folks on the left who would have preferred a single-payer plan. That would have been a lot more disruptive. There were folks on the right who said, let's just get rid of employer deductions for health care and give people a tax credit and they can go buy their own health care in their own market. That would have been more disruptive. We tried to find a proven model. We've seen it work in Massachusetts that would be as undisruptive as possible, and in good faith tried to write the law in such a way that people could keep their care, although we really believe that ultimately they're going to be better off when they're buying health care through the marketplaces. They can access tax credits, and they're benefiting from more choice and competition. But obviously we didn't do a good job in terms of how we crafted the law, and that's something that I regret. That's something that we're going to do everything we can to get fixed. In the meantime...
By the way, that sounds like you're supportive of this legislation.
Well,
the various things that are out there.
We're looking at a range of options. But the one thing I want to emphasize, though, Chuck, is everybody's acting as if the existing market was working. And the fact of the matter is that a whole lot of people who are in this individual market, who are buying health care on their own because they're not getting it through their employer, they might be happy with it this year, and then suddenly next year, the cost got jacked up by 15–20%. The average increase on premiums in this individual market for somebody who kept their health care for a while, the average increase was double digits. If they actually got sick and used the insurance, they might find the next year their premiums had gone up, or the insurer might have dropped them altogether because now they had a pre-existing condition. Women were being charged as much as double compared to men. So this is a market that wasn't working, and a whole lot of people were dissatisfied. And what we've done is to increase the consumer protections that are in place for those families and those folks. We've said you can't drop people when they get sick and need it most. We've said that you can't have lifetime limits so that suddenly people think they've got insurance. Next thing they know, they've got $30,000, $40,000 out-of-pocket expenses. And over the long term, that is the right thing to do. But in this transition, there are going to be folks who get a cancellation letter, especially when a website's not working. They're looking and saying, what am I going to do now? And, we have to make sure that they are not feeling as if they've been betrayed by an effort that trying to help them.
Do you feel like, considering how much this quote has been, it's late night, it's all sorts of things, do you understand if people are going to be skeptical of the next promise you make, of the next, or are you concerned that people are going to be wondering, geez, what's the fine print that he's not telling me? Do you get that people might be a little more skeptical? Forget the partisans here in Washington, just average Americans.
I'll tell you, Chuck, I think that I've now been in national public life for 7–8 years. I've been president for almost 5. And I think for the most part people know that I speak my mind and I tell folks what I think, and I've been very clear about what I'm trying to do. And I think most people know that even if they disagree with me on certain issues, that I'm every day working hard to try to make life a little bit better for middle-class families and folks who are trying to get in the middle class, who are doing the right thing and being a responsible.